What's up again, YouTube? This is your boy Daz the King, and we back yet again with another episode. Today is part three of Unlocking Wisdom with the 12 Rules of Life for Life by Jordan Peterson. And we compare these rules with Bible verses, and we see how they compare and contrast. I personally think that these rules all fit biblical principles and that they kind of mesh together. So this is a 4-part series about how these rules coincide with Bible verses that I picked out. And if you haven't watched the other two, I have the links below so you can watch the other two. If not, just please continue to watch this all the way to the end. Guarantee you'll get some value from this. And I really want to know your thoughts. So if you don't agree with the verses that I pick, if you don't agree about my thoughts on the rules, please comment below what you think about it. And if you did enjoy this video, please give me a like and subscribe, and we'll go from there. So without further ado, guys, let's get into it. All right, guys, let's get into it. We're going to break down rules 7, 8, and 9 today. I'm going to say each rule, and then we're going to give a philosophical, I guess, review of it, and then throw in a couple of Bible verses, and we'll talk about that, and I'll give my thoughts on that. Again, let me know your thoughts below. All right, so rule number 7 out of the 12 rules for life. Rule number 7 states, pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient. Pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient. So let's just talk about that a little bit. This rule encourages individuals to focus on their values and long-term goals, rather than short-term gains or what is easy or convenient. Okay, it suggests that individuals should strive to live a meaningful and purposeful life, rather than just existing and going through the motions. All right. Real quick, the idea aligns with the philosophical concept of virtuous living, which emphasizes the importance of living according to one's values and striving for a greater purpose. By focusing on what is meaningful, individuals can find fulfillment and satisfaction in their lives rather than chasing temporary pleasure or material gain. So yeah, we all know someone who's just completely after the money, and after the status, after the fame, the subscribers, the views, and just all these temporary, some might say vain things. And I personally believe in and of itself, those things aren't bad. It's not bad, in my opinion, to have material things. It's not bad to have a nice car. It's not bad to have a nice house. It's not bad to have a lot of money. We need money in this world to live. We don't need money. We need more than money, but we need money. It's an essential tool to live a functional life, I believe. So, but to just, if that's your main focus, if that's all you're going for, then you would never truly be satisfied, because there's always more money to get. There's always a nicer house. There's always bigger and better things to pursue. You'll never truly be satisfied by chasing those things. And if that's the only thing you want out of life, you're always going to up the pedestal, and you'll never have that true fulfillment. So pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient. What is meaningful? What is meaningful? Well, God is meaningful. Pursuing God's wisdom and knowledge and understanding, that's meaningful in my opinion. But I don't believe in God. Okay, so if God's wisdom and His knowledge and His love isn't worth pursuing, then and you don't believe in that, what about your family? If you're married, your wife, your husband, your children. If living for them and doing something for someone else is meaningful. If everything is just for yourself, if all you're doing is trying to gain things for yourself, for selfish reasons, it's ultimately vain because, like I said a second ago, you're only going to want more. You're only going to want more. You're only going to increase more out of these material things that you have. And then when you die, if you have no family or no children or anyone to pass it on to, then what was the whole point? You can't even you can't even pass this on or give it to someone. You can't take it to the grave with you, obviously. So the next best thing is to pass it along to someone. But if you're just hoarding all this stuff for yourself with no one else to give it to, then you essentially just did it for no reason. It's all vain. It's really all vain. Let's read some more. Let's see. This idea is also found in the scriptures. Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. Seek ye first the kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given unto you as well. So from a theological standpoint, Jesus is saying here, if we seek the kingdom, we seek God, we seek the one above all, the Almighty God, he provides everything else anyway for us. So we not only get God's wisdom, guidance, his spirit, power. Not only we get all that, but we can get everything else too, and in what God provides, he doesn't provide any sorrow with it. If he gives it to you, he's not giving it to you with a catch like the enemy. The enemy gives it to you with a catch. The enemy is going to want something in return for that. But God, he gives and he gives it's no catch. If he gives it to you, it's yours. And there's no catch to it. But he does require, I guess the catch would be, if there is one, he requires you to seek him. Seek him first. Seek ye the kingdom of righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. So it's a simple phrase here, but it's really hard to live by because what we see is material things. It's easy just to see all the nice houses and cars and stuff and naturally desire just to want that, and it's tough. It's a tough thing, but it's simple. It's really simple to follow. We should just pray for God's grace and his mercy and his insight, and he will provide everything else. So let's keep reading. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 2. Vanity, says the preacher. Everything is vanity. So this verse emphasizes that without a sense of meaning and purpose, life can feel empty and meaningless. And that's one of my favorite, Ecclesiastes is one of my favorite books. And particularly, it's one of my favorite verses because this is Solomon here, the richest man ever, the wisest man ever outside of Jesus. And he has everything. He has all the knowledge and all the money, everything. And he says it's meaningless, and he has everything that a man could want. And even him, he's saying it's all meaningless. But it's meaningless because, like I said earlier, it's meaningless because we can't take it with us. We can't do anything with it other than give it away to someone who didn't even work as hard as we did. If we give it away to our son and we don't even know what he's going to do with it. Is he going to use it and build on top of it, or he's going to tear it down? We don't even know. So what are we doing all this for? What are we doing all this for? And so ultimately it's meaningless if we're not doing it for a right purpose. So let's see. So the summary of this rule, this rule number 7 encourages individuals to focus on their values, long-term goals rather than short-term goals, short-term gains, or what is easy or convenient. So let's find meaning. If God isn't meaningful, if God isn't real for you, find something that is meaningful to you and work towards that and work for that purpose, not just for yourself and not just for monetary reasons and not just for material reasons, even though those things aren't bad in and of itself. But it can't be just those things. It has to be something more meaningful than that. And to me, as a believer, there's nothing more meaningful than living for God and doing his purpose. Okay, now we're at rule number 8. Rule number 8, and it states this: tell the truth or at least don't lie. Tell the truth or at least don't lie. Okay. This rule encourages individuals to be honest about their interactions with others and to avoid deception or dishonesty. It suggests that honesty is a fundamental principle of healthy human relationships, and that lies and deceit can lead to negative consequences. Obviously, this idea aligns with the philosophical concept of integrity, which emphasizes the importance of living in accordance with one's values and principles. Jordan Peterson, one time, he says this a lot: when you lie, you're not going to get away with it. A lot of people think they get away with telling lies, but you don't get away. First of all, God is not mocked. God is going to repay you for every sin that you commit. You don't get away with anything. And even if you don't believe in God, just the concept of reaping and sowing is a universal law. It applies to everyone, no matter what you believe in. You will always reap what you sow. What goes around always comes back around. So to think that you're getting away with anything is a foolish idea, because it's always going to get you. No matter what, it may not get you the same way that you put it out, but it's going to always come back around and get you. So you're not going to get away with anything that you do. Anything that you say, anything that you even think, anything that you do, you won't get away from it. You will pay for it one way or another. And that's negative and positive. When you do good, the good comes back around as well. It's not just, evil or telling lies. When you do good, good comes back around, I believe. Reap what you sow. But when you tell lies, when you do bad, that also comes back around. And it could be way more harmful when it comes back around versus the time when you spew out that lie or that gossip or that negative thing. When it could come back 10 times worse than how you originally put it out. So like you said here, rule number 8, tell the truth or at least don't lie. Just telling the truth is hard. Telling the truth is tough because, for one, people's feelings get hurt when you tell the truth. And sometimes, you just don't want someone's feelings to get hurt. So you think you're doing them a service by telling them a lie because you don't want their feelings to get hurt, but really you're hurting that person. You're hurting that person. So he says here, at least don't lie. Tell the truth or at least don't lie. Well, I don't see, that's something I had to really think about, because how do you not if you're not lying, then by contrast to that, you are telling the truth, right? I don't understand that. So I guess he means not telling the whole truth, but if you're not telling the whole truth, then that's a lie as well, right? I don't know. I'd like to hear your comments on that in the comment section below if you made it this far in the video. But I always found that interesting. But bottom line, we should tell the truth as much as possible, because if we do lie, it's going to come back around and get us. So let's just always try to tell the truth. Let's just keep reading here. So this idea is found in the scriptures as well. The book of Proverbs chapter 12, verse 22. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but those who act faithfully are his delight. So the God that I believe in, says that lying is an abomination. That's like one of the worst things you can do. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like it at all. So if you're a believer, man, that should be motivation for you to do it. But again, it's not an easy thing, man. It's not an easy thing depending on the situation. Um, the truth hurts. The truth hurts. It hurts people, but it's necessary. It's so necessary, and we need it no matter what. No matter what the cost, we need the truth. We want the truth. We have to have it, and we need objective truth. Some people don't believe in objective truth. Some people say there is no objective truth, which is a paradox in and of itself. Because to say that there is no objective truth, you're making an objective true statement according to you. So there is an objective truth, and yeah, so we have to just do our best, man, to tell the truth, or at least don't lie, according to Jordan Peterson. Let me see if I have another verse here. So Colossians chapter 3, verses 12 through 13. Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourself with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Bear with each other and forgive one another. If any of you has a grievance against someone, forgive as the Lord forgave you. Don't know why I picked that verse, but I guess I was looking at it and I thought about, the forgiveness part. If someone were to lie to you, you should forgive. You should forgive them. If that lie comes about, you should forgive, and we shouldn't hold that on us, because holding that hatred on us is it's not lying, but we still have that hatred in us, and we shouldn't hold that hatred. We shouldn't hold that unforgiveness against that person who hurt us. So I think that's why I snuck that in there. But I think I have a better one here. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 25. Having therefore put away falsehood, let each one of you speak the truth with his neighbor, for we are members of one another. This verse encourages individuals to be truthful with each other and to speak truthfully as a part of being a member of a community. If a community can't work and function together if everyone is telling lies to one another, we need to, in order for it to work, we have to have rules, and we have to tell the truth. If we're all lying to each other, the community's not going to last at all. So I thought that verse went well right here. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. So that's a great rule right there. That's a great rule. So in summary, this rule encourages individuals to be honest and be truthful in their interactions and with others, and to avoid deception or dishonesty. Again, this aligns with the philosophical concept of integrity, and is also supported by biblical teachings such as Proverbs 12:22, Colossians 3:12-13, Ephesians 4:25, which emphasizes the importance of honesty, integrity, and building trust and respect in relationships. So all that is great, man. Tell the truth, or at least don't lie. Okay, last rule for part 3. Last rule for part 3. Rule number 9. And rule number 9 states, assume that the person you are listening to might know something you don't. Man, I could tell a story on this. I can be really impatient when it comes to listening, especially if I'm in like a debate and the person is trying to get their point. I'm so ready to just like boom, just not necessarily interrupt, but I'm so ready to respond that I listen as well, but I'm more ready to respond than to listen, if that makes sense. So we should, to me, this is saying that we need to be really eager to listen to people, not just in a debating context, but just in general. That people have something to say. People are smart. I mean, of course, there's some dumb people out there, but people are generally smart at all levels, everywhere. You can learn something from anybody, no matter where they're from, how old they are, yeah, you can learn something from anybody, and we should listen to people when we're talking, especially strangers that we bump into, because they could say something enlightening to you that can give you revelation. It could give you a they could give you a groundbreaking idea. It's really important to listen and dissect what people are saying and not just assume that this person doesn't know what they're talking about. Because even if they don't know what they're talking about, even if they're completely missing the point altogether, they can still relay some sort of knowledge that can bring some sort of insight, some sort of revelation, some sort of idea, some sort of concept that can change your life and really change your perspective as well. So I think that's a great rule here. Assume that the person you are listening to might know something that you don't. This rule encourages individuals to approach conversations with an open mind and to be willing to consider and learn from different perspectives. It suggests that individuals should be willing to listen to others and to acknowledge the possibility that they might have something to teach. This idea aligns with the biblical concept of humility, being humble, because you have to be humble to do that. If you feel like you know everything and nobody can't tell you nothing, then you're not going to be able to live up to this at all, because you already know everything. You can't be taught. Nobody can tell you nothing, and that's going to be your downfall as well, because you don't know everything. And there are people out there who are maybe less fortunate than you, may have less money, may have a smaller network, may not have the things that you have, but that doesn't mean that they don't know something that you know. So we have to approach everybody that we meet, as far as a conversational situation, that they may know something that we don't, and we should listen with that intent. By approaching conversations with an open mind and willingness to learn, individuals can gain new insights and perspectives and improve their understanding of the world and the people around them. This idea is also found in the scriptures. Proverbs chapter 9. What I got here. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the Holy One is insight. So what I was thinking here, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. If you fear the Lord, God wants you to respect your neighbor. He wants you to love your neighbor as you love yourself. Most people are going to listen to themselves. Most people are. So if you're going to listen to yourself, man, listen to your neighbor. Your neighbor might have something for you that can help you. Listen to your friend. Listen to someone. Not necessarily mean that you got to do what they say. You don't have to act on their advice, but listen, because they may have something for you that can help you in what you're dealing with. So that's where I got that from. And let me see. Okay, I think this one was great. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 5. Likewise, you who are younger, be subject to the elders. Clothe yourselves, all of you, with humility towards one another for God. So I think that really hits it on the head right there, that one right there. Especially listening to your elders. Your elders are more than likely definitely going to have some knowledge for you. They may not be in tune with especially all the tech stuff. The technology and things are going on in the world today, but that doesn't mean they don't have wisdom or something to provide you that can help you and give you value and maybe leapfrog you a few steps up in life because you took the time out to listen. So I always make sure I listen to the elders. I may not agree with them, but I listen. I listen till they're done talking, and they can talk. I know some elders that can really, really talk. So yeah, listen to your elders. Even listen to the younger people, because they have something too. Most people have something for you if you listen and dissect what they're saying and think about what they're saying. And God wants us to do that, man. Like I said earlier, He wants us to love our neighbors like we love ourselves. And we're going to listen to us. So let's take a little time out and listen to our neighbors, gain understanding, gain knowledge, because we can gain knowledge and understanding from everyone, from anyone, if we listen and not just assume that we know it all. So humble yourself, humble yourself, be slow to speak, quick to listen, and I think that would help everyone out who practices that. Everyone across the board, all levels, all over the world. Slow to speak, quick to listen, and patience as well. All these things will make us better human beings, I believe. And yeah, that's the end of part 3 of this Jordan Peterson Unlocking Wisdom series, comparing the rules for life to Bible scriptures and breaking down the philosophy of each rule. I hope you enjoyed that. I did, making it and writing up the script, and I would love to hear your feedback. So please, if you made it this far, comment below your thoughts on what you thought about all I said. Check out the other 2 parts below. I'll have those links in the description. If you enjoyed this, please give me a like, subscribe, follow me on the links below, Instagram. I'm really active on Instagram, so follow me there. You can see what I do in my day-to-day life on my stories. And what else I got? I got some donation links below if you want to donate and help me grow this channel. I will greatly appreciate that. God bless you. And I think that's all I have for you. I got part 4 coming up in a few days to wrap up this series. And that's it, man. God bless you all. Thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a great night. Peace.